This video is going to give you an important tip and trick on how to win with a heathen child. This is a beneficial method for anyone, not just parents. This could be for family members, family friends, or even people in public. So, I believe that all of us have seen a child have a tantrum in our lives. Some might think it's kind of funny, others might think it's offensive. Um, and then there's most oftentimes parents who are just dead exhausted and so tired of it. Although this may be kind of funny sometimes, the stress of dealing with a tantrum, especially repeated tantrums, is so real. It's so hard. Most parents can understand where I'm coming from. However, this also affects family members and people who have to experience it. You could be in the grocery store and trying to just have a relaxing evening while gathering your things for dinner and have to listen to a child screaming 2 aisles down for 30 minutes. Tantrums affect everybody. So I think the most important thing to start with is reflect on what you've done in the past as a parent or a family friend, like I said. Um, how did it work? How did that work for you? I am guilty of this. I did this for many years with my child before learning this method. Um, where you get angry, you ground them, you punish them, Um, even corporal punishment. I've tried, it doesn't work. Um, but why doesn't it work? I think it's important to reflect on that. A way that we can look at this is let's compare to us as students. How do we respond when we have a mean professor or a judgmental professor? Um, I know that in my experience, when I have a professor like that, it makes it really difficult for me to learn. It makes it hard to see the benefits of why I'm even there. Uh, you can see that this happens with children as well. So, what happens deep down when we react instead of respond to children? As you can see in these images, there's been studies that have shown that when we are angry or mean with our children, when they misbehave, that often reflects at school. That's a whole other topic of, bullying and things of that nature, but it's very real and it happens. Our children also get exhausted. They get tired. They lose their interest in doing the things that they're expected to do. They get stressed out, overwhelmed. Um, it's exhausting. Sometimes it's easy to forget that children are real people too. Um, they may be little people, but they have emotions just like we do. They get angry, they get stressed, they get sad, and even happy. And I think that's very important for us to realize and address that uh, children need to know what their emotions are, and they should be able to identify, as time goes on, obviously, how they're feeling and what to do about that. I know that I didn't learn anything about emotions until much later. So back to the original question, why is my child acting a complete fool in the middle of the store? Why does this keep happening? It's so exhausting and I just want it to stop, right? So believe it or not, 9 times out of 10 children who are having a tantrum over a piece of candy or a toy at the grocery store are not actually having a tantrum for that reason. As you can see, there's things like being tired, or maybe they had a bad day at school. They're feeling lonely. It's hard to, especially as a single mother, it's hard for me to sit back and realize, wow, no wonder my child's being a jerk to me. I haven't spent any time with him all week. I've been too wrapped up in work, school, cleaning, cooking, laundry, you know. We forget that children have needs. A good way that I learned to reflect on this situation is that when you have a child and they're first born, mothers most of the time get down the cries. They're able to say, oh, they're crying because they're hungry. They're crying because they need a diaper change or they're tired. This continues as kids get older, but I think that our expectations for our children become much more harsh because they are bigger. And, as they get bigger, they should know better, right? So the important thing to evaluate and the key to success when it comes to tantrums is to address the root cause. And I'm not saying that if your child is acting a complete fool in the store to drop everything and find out what the root cause is. This is something that should be premeditated and should happen prior to the tantrum. This won't be something that you get down right away. You're going to have tantrums, and maybe even sometimes you'll have to evaluate the root cause after the tantrum. It is proven that when a child is in the midst of a tantrum, they are not able to process what you are telling them. So if your child is on the floor kicking and screaming and crying, and you tell them to get up and quit acting that way, they're not going to hear you. There is absolutely no point in to do so. There is a method called the stay listening method, where you're close and you're making sure that they're safe, but you're not acknowledging that tantrum. Another way that the stay listening method is beneficial is, say, for example, you run into a close friend at the grocery store and you would like to discuss something that may be important. And your child is tugging on your shirt and mom, 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 mom. And I'm sure everybody's seen that before. It's so obnoxious. But all you have to do is grab their hand and hold them close to you and continue with your conversation. You don't need to stop and give them your full attention. That only teaches them that if they act that way, they're going to get what they want. This way, your child is comforted and they know that you are there for them and that you'll get to them when you're done. So, some of the benefits that come from addressing the root cause is that your stress will substantially decrease. I know that when my child loses his marbles, when we are in a meeting at school or something of that nature, my stress skyrockets. I get tired, I get overwhelmed, impatient. Um, this will also decrease for your child, and it'll also help improve your ability as far as public. I know that me as a mom, it's stressful. I feel judged when my child acts that way in public. That will decrease as well. So once again, we need to address the root cause of our child's behaviors. Make sure that they're not feeling lonely or they're hungry or tired, and help prepare for that so that our children are getting their needs met, while still avoiding the misbehaviors when we go out in public.